after the night before, and, well, player ratings is back. Chelsea have, of course, won yet another game, definitively as well. 5-1 this time against Southampton. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. Yes, 5-1 last night. It was a thing of, well, I was going to say a thing of beauty, but it was more so a thing of we hit the ground running, but didn't, but did, but also didn't, and then it ended up being very good in the end. All with the help of course, a red card, but I do think we would have registered the victory nevertheless. We're going to go through some of the player ratings in this show, or all of them realistically. So please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. And with that said, let's just get straight into it. Listen, Jorgensen in goal, just was as expected for the fans. Probably what was expected from Maresca. And I've said this multiple times now, not just in the build up to the Tottenham game, but in general, is what else is this guy going to have to do to really, really challenge Robert Sanchez for that spot in goal? I really do think some of the saves he made yesterday, absolutely top draw. I can't help but think that we thought this with Petrovic at times, but I know we haven't seen too much of Jorgensen, but there is a player there. There is a good player there. And for me, I said this going back onto what I was saying about the Tottenham game, or leading into on this Sunday, is that Jorgensen, if he's given the thumbs up to start against Tottenham, I wouldn't be surprised. However, conversely, I do think it's obviously going to be Sanchez, because Sanchez is number one. But I really think he's got the quality. I think he's going to have loads. I think he's going to have confidence in abundance. But in this game, it's safe to say, arguably one of the best players on the pitch, if not the best player on the pitch, because of everything he did in the game. I am going to go with... I'm going to go with an 8, you know. I'm going to go with an 8. Fucking why not, eh? Fair play to him. I thought he was fantastic. I really can't think of any faults. I don't think there was any faults. He got us out of a sticky situation on a couple of occasions, right at the beginning of the game, a little bit further into the game, and certainly prevented them scoring goals that would otherwise have been pretty, inconsequential, but he got us the 3 points on his own, I would say. Well, not his own, but him being in goal was imperative, I think. And arguably, I think Sanchez would have struggled to save some of them. Moving on, and I think that we're back to seeing Gusto at one of his very, very best. I think another 8 in that regard. I thought Gusto was fantastic. All of the issues that people seem to think that he's got, or that he's starting to show, weren't there in this game. I think he had, who would it have been? Frazier. Not so much Armstrong, although Armstrong was playing down their left-hand side at some points in the first half, if I remember correctly. But either way, Gusto had everyone under wraps. Not too much to say with regards to Gusto. Got an assist. What more do you want? What more do you want? A fantastic performance from him. Axel Disasi. See, this is where it starts to get, the first goal. I need to look it back. I don't know why I haven't watched the game back. I usually watch the highlights straight after, but it's one of those where he got the goal, so that immediately that's a 7. I'm leaning more towards 7.5. Their goal was so unbelievably avoidable. Enzo obviously was massively involved in that, but he made up for it elsewhere. Likewise, you could say Disasi made up for it with his goal. But they hadn't scored at that point. He kind of fucked it for everyone. It wasn't just him, obviously, but overall defensively, I think it wasn't amazing. I'm going to go with 7.5 for Disasi. Yeah, 7.5 for Disasi. I'm going to go with 7 for Tosin Adarabioyo, but not really by too much of a distance. I think it's actually quite close. Tosin close to scoring as well. He obviously hit the post. I do think that would have probably skyrocketed him to at least an 8. But then again, we'll just look through some of the stats because I need to just refresh my memory here. He had 2 shots on goal, both of which were on target, if I'm not mistaken. No, neither of them were on target. Obviously, you can't get on target if it's on the post. Defensively, tackles 1 out of 100. 1 out of 100%. 2 clearances. He really didn't have too much to do, although they were pretty much they were coming in hot in the second half, more so than the first half. But again, dealt with it well. Chelsea in possession massively at points, even though we did only get 55% possession. But a 7.5 and a 7 for Disasi and Tosin. Cucurella obviously drew in the red cards. I'm going to give him a 7. I don't think it's one of the best games we've seen from him, but it wasn't a bad game at all. It's one of those ones, again, like I say, people are going to have games where they don't shine as much as other players. It wasn't a bad game by any means, but it was a good game. I've just seen, we've seen better from him this season specifically. And I expect to see a really good performance from him against Tottenham. I think he's going to be so influential in that game against Tottenham. I think it's going to be a huge game for him. So I am excited to see how it fares for him. Enzo Fernandez, and we've got an assist to go with, of course, just a load of goals and assists that have come since his divorce. The man's on fire. Obviously, absolutely torn apart in that in their goal. But other than that, a really good performance from him. I am really enjoying watching Enzo Fernandez these days. I think he is becoming a much better all-round player. I think the introduction or reintroduction of Romeo Lavia has almost given him a kick up the arse, I would say, because it's only since he's been more and more inside the squad that Enzo has started to actually play to a degree where I'm no longer allowed to deny, or I'm no longer able to deny the quality that he possesses, and he's showing it in abundance regularly now. I hope that he plays somewhat like this against Tottenham, much like Cucurella, Caicedo and Palmer. I have no issues with at all. I think that they will be absolutely fantastic. I think I'm just going to give them both a 7.5. Again, we've seen more impactful games from both of them. I feel like Enzo maybe an 8. I'm gonna come back to that one purely because of the assist. But Caicedo did other stuff. Enzo did other stuff, but obviously got the assist. It's hard to mark them on the same sort of merits because they do such a different job to one another. Cole Palmer, I think it goes without saying, he's again on the score sheet. I would say preliminarily an 8 for him. Just because keeps doing it week in, week out. I know it was a tap in, but he has to be in the right place at the right time. You could argue it was going in anyway. You could argue João Felix was going to get there as well. But it is just another one of those games. I thought some of the passing was great. Some of the just all-round Palmer-ness about him was just so good. 21 out of 28 passes, 75% accuracy with 2 chances created. It's just a good game all round. 4 out of 5 shot accuracy. I would argue. I might even have to dock him 0.5. I'm going to dock him 0.5 for not putting away that absolutely sublime pass from João Felix. I was about to say Enzo, but it wasn't. It was João Felix. Moving on to him, I liked it. I thought, you know what, I'm going to give him an 8 because I think he was. I don't know. It could be 8.5. You know, I think he was one of those players where, again, I can't deny his quality in this game was really second to none. I thought it was a very good, a good performance from him. The link-up play was good from him. He got an assist. It's just another one of those games where 5-1, everyone's got involved. You've got a goal and assist for Nkunku. You've got an assist for, a goal for Palmer. You've got a goal and assist for Madueke. You've got an assist for Felix. You've got an assist for Fernandes. You've got a goal for Disassi. You've got an assist for Gusto. It is all over the place. And I absolutely love that it is more or less a case of everyone played their part. Everyone got involved. We even got a Sancho goal as well. So on the side, I'll give him a 7.5. Coming off the bench, scoring his first goal for Chelsea, it was a substitution that was worth something. You know, it actually paid off. Much like the overall team lineup paid off, you would argue, is just a really good a risk to reward. The risk was big. The risk was very big, but it paid off massively. And even with this team winning 5-1 in any case against any Premier League side is obviously a huge, huge result, especially no less because we lost against them in the 2 games prior to this. So, you know, that goes without saying. Oh God, you know what? Do you know what? I've seen so much prop for Madueke in this game. I've seen so much prop for Madueke in this game, but God damn it. God damn it. He should have scored more. He should have done more. And I'm not just going off of what Maresca said, where he's like, he scores and then he puts his head down, or he gets an assist and he puts his head down. I've said this for weeks, months even. Madueke has so much talent. He is an incredible prospect. You know, talent is through the roof. He just needs to carry on doing what he does before he scores or gets an assist, and he'll play fantastic week in, week out. It is just more of a case of he just seems to think that the job's done once he's got on the score sheet. I'm gonna give him an 8.5, but I am also gonna give Nkunku an 8.5, and I'm not gonna give anyone man of the match. I think it was a great effort all around. I think everyone was fantastic. I just don't personally think that Madueke was man of the match. And that's no discredit to him. That's no disrespect to him. I just don't see that game as a Madueke man of the match. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I couldn't believe it when it was announced, rather. Or player of the match, sorry. I didn't understand it. And yes, he's got a goal and assist, but he missed so many opportunities. You know? 5 out of 5 shots on target, sure. Big chances missed. 4 big chances missed. It's... You know, no disrespect to him, and thank God Madueke has almost woken up a little bit more to the fact that Pedro Neto probably going to start against Spurs. Sancho is probably going to start against Spurs. But you see that, João Felix and Madueke with an 8 and an 8.5, and Nkunku with an 8.5. The front 3, who aren't regulars in the Premier League, well, Madueke is, but I would argue again, Sancho and Pedro Neto have just taken that spot. Madueke, João Felix, and Nkunku all showing that they are worthy should the day come. then the opportunity will arise, and then they can come in and just do the business. I'm happy. I'm so happy, in fact. We're obviously up to second place. Again, albeit on goal difference, but second place nonetheless. We're 2 points clear of Man City. Above Man City, we are 5 points clear of fifth. We are 6 points clear of sixth and seventh. And we are 8 points clear of eighth, which, turn that around. 2 games ago, before the international break had finished, people were saying, well, we're second, we're in the top 3, but it's not really the top 3 because we could go down to 15th because it's that tight. Now it's started to really spread apart. This is where the cream rises to the top, as they say. And, leading into this Christmas window, into this winter period, games are looking very, very tasty. If we can beat Tottenham, which I am so confident coming into this that we will, or at least get a draw, but I'm really thinking we're gonna pump them. Brentford, I think, will be tricky. Their away record is so bad, but their home record is brilliant. Everton will beat. Fulham, I think, will beat. And Ipswich, we might beat. I think it could be one of those ones where we draw unnecessarily. But we will be challenging for the top towards the end of the festive period, so shall we say. So I'm not saying we're going to challenge for the league, but going into Christmas and the new year, we are going to be up there close, I think, if all goes well, if all goes to plan, if all goes as already, I think we're going to be all good. So an 8 for Jorgensen, an 8 for Gusto, a 7.5 for Disasi, a 7 for Tosin, Cucurella with a 7, Caicedo with a 7.5, Enzo with a 7.5, Palmer with a 7.5, and then the front 3, an 8.5 apiece for Madueke and Nkunku, Joao Felix with an 8. Let me know your man of the match. Let me know your player of the match in the comments down below, because I sure as hell don't really know. I think it's a joint effort in the end of the day in this type of game. I can't really pinpoint one player in particular. Madueke could be the one, but again, for all his misses and missed opportunities, I think it's hard to claim him as the definitive man of the match. Let me know in the comments down below. And with that said, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. If you are watching this before 6 p.m. UK time on the 5th, the Thursday, the 5th of December UK time, I will be live. You might be watching this and see I'm live doing the FIFA World Cup 2025 Club World Cup draw. I'll be doing the draw for that live on here. So I might see you there. If not, check that out if you haven't seen that already. And until then, until tomorrow for the preview against Tottenham, 10-hour stream this weekend, finishing it all off with a cooking stream. Stamford Fridge is nearly open for business. Again, with that said, please like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. My name is Harry, out the Chels, and peace.